Helen Akobi. It's good to have you join us on the conversation this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. When we're talking about education here, and we're talking about women, I actually decided to speak with you today because you are a woman and you are an educationist, and you've interacted with a lot of women as it has to do with this, and you even work with some. So as it is right now, when you talk about education, all right, for women, what are we referring to when you talk about education, educating women, education for women in particular?
Yeah, thank you so much. When we talk about education for women, we're talking about improving the lives of a woman. We're talking about bringing women into civilization. We're talking about exposing a woman into a world. Now, let's take our minds back to the earliest society. In the early days of the society, women, and even to some extent, even up till now, in some culture, there are still these bridges against women, these limitations against women. They look at women as underprivileged women in the society. They look at women as underprivileged. A woman is not meant to go to school. A woman is not meant to be educated. And that really has affected the early stage of the society, like the 19th to 18th century. Women were not allowed to go to school. Women were not permitted university education. We were not permitted. If a woman is working in an office together, in the same office with her husband, a woman is not permitted to receive a salary of her own. The husband have to receive the salary and give her the portion he wanted himself. And that's how a woman were treated in the early stage of the society. But I thank God so much for just 2 women rose up to fight against, and the law was abolished by the effort of these 2 women. A woman by the name Elizabeth Candle and Susan B. Anthony. These 2 women rose up and fought in America then, and they fought against that law, and the law was abolished. And today, a woman can have a voice. Today, a woman can go to school and become even a PhD holder. A woman can become a professor. I can see women rising in all sectors of the society today. I'm so proud of the woman. And I want to encourage that more of this should keep on. We need to encourage the women and bring them up. Because a woman, if you empower one woman, you are empowering 100 women. So.
All right. Thank God for the abolishment of that thought or mentality, as the case may be. But then, a woman going to school, okay, why do you think it is necessary? What are the impacts of a woman? If you see, they say, okay, you believe in the school of thought that say women should go to school, as against some culture, because up to today, there are some cultures where they even said Western education is a crime, where women don't go to school. The girl child, it's not a priority when it comes to school, even in this our day. So what does that mean to the society and the family?
Well, I want to advise that the woman, because if you empower if a woman is educated, it will affect her family. She will raise her children in a modern way. There's a different. She has a different mindset towards life. There's a way she look at life when the woman is educated, when the woman is learning. There's a way she does her things. The woman knows her rights. In my times, like this belief in Africa that the women are limited. If when a child is born and they ask, what sex is this? And once they say she's a girl, there's a way people look at it. But once you hear that this child is a boy, everybody's clapping hands. But I want to let you know that women have more opportunities now than men. A woman can be working in the same office with a man. She's receiving 50,000 as a salary, and the man is receiving the same salary. This woman, from that 50,000, will help her children. She will help her husband. She will help her in-laws. She will give her money to her pastor. She give offering in the church. She buy clothes for herself. She cook from that 50,000 naira. Whereby a man can never be diverse. A man cannot go to that level of spending her money.
So all of that is happening because the woman is educated?
Educated, yes, the woman is educated and the woman is enlightened. She knows her rights. Even the choice of partner, life partner. In those days, in my mother's time, you don't need to pray for a husband. Your father will tell you this is who you should marry. You should get married to. Or your mother. Your father will take his friend as old as he is. You must get married to this, my friend. You have no choice. But now, in the modern society, the 21st century women, they have the choice, the right to choice of their own, to make a choice of a life partner, a choice of a career of their own. In those days, it wasn't so. So, empowering women in the 21st century is a great gain, both to the family and the society. And of course, for every workable society, is made of good women and children. Any good society is women and children are the bedrock of any good society. So the women have to be empowered and educated. Women education will have to be promoted from the grassroots and to any level.
Oh, all right, let's look at some women. There are some women that don't want to go to school. What can you do about that? When somebody don't want to go to school, what is the level of orientation now for women of that age? Because there are some girls now that if you ask them, or probably you want to take them to school, you want to even sponsor them in school, some will tell you, no, I don't want that school, I want to do business, why not empower me, I want to do business. Or you see some just being cold when you want to talk about education, because it doesn't mean anything to them. I know there is a lady in the Riverine area, okay, is it Bayelsa also, who does a lot of crayfish selling. For people like that, they will tell you, and she supplies everywhere. People like that will tell you, well, we don't want education and all of that. So how can, all right, you are a doctor, as a matter of fact. What can be done? What are you doing? People in your category who know the value of education, what are you doing? And how can you make these people believe that education is not a scam, that education can bring to them what you just said? What can be done, and what is the level of orientation?
Yes, part of it is what I'm doing. Going into massive publicity, massive awareness from the grassroots. I did a research recently in my village, because the comfort you have, you should comfort others. If God has helped me, I'm educated, God has helped me to the level of becoming a PhD holder, I should see how to encourage others in my environment. And I was shocked at what I got. The little girls now, immediately after primary school, after secondary school, they just get pregnant. That's a trend now. They are looking at education now as a scam. Why? They want to make money quick. They want to make money quick.
I thought it's common with just the boys. The women are doing it too.
The women are doing it. And the most primary among the women is getting pregnant. It's pregnancy, early pregnancy, unwanted pregnancy. In my time, I came out of a village. I don't know about you, but me, I'm a village woman.
We all have village orientation.
Thank
we came
you.
from somewhere.
Thank you. Thank you. So I thought it's only me.
No. We all have that orientation.
So that in my time then, we have to leave my village. There's no secondary education. It's only primary school we have in my village. So your JSS 1 to 6 to SS3, you have to go to another village. So we were 13 girls that left my village and 3 boys. So 15 of us in our set then were all classmates that finished our primary school at that time. Out of these 13 girls, 10 of them returned back to their parents with pregnancy.
10 out of 13?
10 out of 13. Now, it started happening from our first term in JSS 1. One of them, after holiday, we all expected to return all back to the village, right? And you know, when you return back, now everybody will start looking for each other to know, tell me your experience in your school. You want to know the experience in your school. You know, most of them they went to boarding school. I didn't go to boarding school because my father was a peasant farmer, so he couldn't afford a boarding school for me. I went to a public school, you know, so I wasn't in boarding school then. Some of them were in the private universities that their parents have money to even sponsor them and equally sponsor me because my father wasn't a rich man. Now, one of these girls that the father was among the rich men that sent their children among us, after our first term, she became pregnant. While all of us returned back to the village, we didn't see her. And we started looking for her. She followed the man. When she noticed she was pregnant, she didn't bother to come back to her parents. She made her way from there to the man's house.
From school to the man's house?
From school to the man's house. All her books. Those are her marriage items. You know, when you want to get married, your parents will have to buy things for you, buy wrappers, buy other things. So the things her parents bought for her for school was what she took for her marriage. That was how the school ended. Now, it didn't end there. Do you get? The 10 of them ended up not finished up to WAEC. None of them wrote WAEC among us. It was 3 of us. Now the 3 of us, one among us is a medical doctor. And the other girl is a senior nurse. And look at me today, 3 of us.
So the 3 of you are still in touch?
In touch, we are still in touch. We are still in touch, celebrating one another. So it pains me if the other 10 girls were able to make it. You could have, you should know what my village would turn to by now.
But how comes you had the orientation, but these other 10 girls didn't have the orientation? What happened? What really happened? Was it the 10 of them that got pregnant or something?
Yes. Most likely, yes. They were all pregnant, one after the other. No, some JSS 2, you drop. Some second term JSS 3 is drop. You know, they couldn't get to, most of them couldn't get to senior secondary.
And it was all because of men?
All because of men.
They want to follow man.
No, I'm not saying that the girls in my village like men, no.
No, I didn't say so. I didn't say so. I didn't even ask of your village in the first place.
So, my own was actually built. The vision of education for me was built to me by my father. Yes.
The peasant farmer,
yes,
who wasn't even educated as that time.
And wasn't rich as other parents. I don't know where my father got that knowledge from. My father will call me, you this girl, you go far. You this girl, you go to the university. I never heard of masters, I have not heard of PhD then. My father only told me we only knew that when you finish your secondary school, the next place is the university. We don't know anything about the master's education or PhD or even to get into becoming a professor. We didn't know. But my father built up that vision in me. And to crown it all, what actually kept me going then was when I bring my results home, my father will pick my results and we will look at it. And I will tell him, because he's not educated, I will look at him and say, anywhere you see red though, that means I fail. But anyway, there's blue biro, I score, it means I pass. So anytime you see that the red biro is much on my result than the blue biro, that means I failed. And then my father told me, I will not see red biro. I'll keep seeing a blue biro. So when I bring my results, sometimes I will have one red biro, and my father will celebrate me. My father will clap. When we go to farm, my father will be telling other of my siblings, can you see your sister? Look at her result. This girl is so intelligent. It was that actually kept me up, because I wanted my father to keep celebrating me.
So in other words, the men also have a role to play in encouraging the girl child to be educated. That's what you mean?
Thank you, sir. The main figure in the lives of a woman, the main figure. You know, a woman is moved by what she hears. The main figure in the lives of these children, their father, their parents, their brothers, their uncles, keep celebrating your daughter. I was very close to my dad, to a point that other of my siblings, and including my mom, were jealous of my relationship with my father. I was very close to my father. And my father doesn't joke. If they not touched me, to beat me. So what happened around me, sometimes now, I will tell them, I say, if my father were here, because it's late now. It's late. If my father were here and watch you do what you did to me, you'll be in soup. You'll go to jail. But my father will deal with you. My father doesn't allow anybody touch me. So my father celebrated me. The main figure, that's part of it. And even as a husband, celebrate your wife. Because even there are some women who are married to men, you know, the man is educated, he has done his first degree, has done his second degree, is now PhD, and the woman is still secondary. The woman has not done anything about his education and is not carrying her along. I still want to encourage that, because there are a lot of women also who are married today, are not privileged to go to school, and they are married to even a man who is educated. You are to encourage this woman.
But what do you think could be the reason why a man should go as far as master's, PhD, and the wife is a secondarian? What do you think would keep the lady like that? Don't you think sometimes the ladies may not want to go through the stress? You know how stressful it is. You know how stressful it is to become a PhD holder. Don't you think so?
It's not a joke at all. It's not a joke.
So don't you think the women may say, no, please, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to school. Or you feel it's the men that didn't encourage them like your father did?
It's the men. Because some men with the African mentality that she will become shiner than me. She will become more exposed than me. So there are some men who still believe with that African mindset, that in this African society, that African mindset, that a woman shouldn't go to the university, a woman shouldn't build a house, a woman shouldn't buy a car. But I'm encouraging my girls that men these days want to even marry the one who is even the PhD holder, the one who even built a house, the one that own a car. Am I lying, sir? Those are the kind of women men these days are looking for. So, but they just deceive those girls because they are naive and telling them education is a scam. Becoming a better version of you as a lady is a scam. You are limiting yourself. You don't see a husband to get married to. It's a lie. It's a lie. Most men are looking for such women nowadays to get married to. Women are rising, sincerely. Women are those who actually have value for education and are pursuing it. Women are rising in the educational sector. Go to the health sector, the sports. Women are rising. So nobody should deceive himself or herself as a woman. So look, with what I'm doing, with what you are doing, from house to house, family to family, and it has to start from the grassroots, from the family. The father have the role to play. The father have a role to play. It's not just only me who came out of that. This is my family. I have another of my siblings also who will soon become chartered accountants. All through my father encouraging us to go to school. He never went himself.
The whole load is on the man. Is it the man that will stop the woman? Okay, I understand what you mean. The encouragement should come from the men. The men, every man should encourage their girl child, so that what they hear at home will supersede what they hear outside.
In the society.
But I'm very interested in the story of these 10 girls, that dropped out of school because of men. They all got pregnant. 13, all right? just 3 out of the 13. What about the 3 boys? I know they all finished their school, right? Or they were part of the people that impregnated these girls.
No, the 3 guys, I don't even hear about them anymore. Some of them, after their secondary, they became farmers.
Oh, after their secondary school, they went back to farm.
To farm. So one of them went to Lagos. I didn't hear about him again. Anyway, I didn't hear about him. But the girls, I'm so interested on the girls.
But come, the woman, you know, we're talking about the impact of education on women. The women themselves. Because, like you said something very vital now, and that is the issue of catching them young from the grassroots. You know, encouraging them, telling them education is not a scam. But like you just talked about these people that got pregnant now, what do you think is responsible for girls who believe, well, because the era of social media, let's bring that in now. The era of social media, a lot of girls believe, provided I can chat, provided I can use Mary K or Mary B or Mary C or DZ, I will make up and do whatever I want to do and go on social media and rock my life. And you know, the Gen Zs, a lot of them don't believe in education. We're talking about the 21st century girls now, all right? Ordinarily, you should say, well, with this internet age, there should be competition. You should look at this person and say, well, this person is doing well. I want to be like this person. But the people, a lot of them want to be like just people they see on social media. So all they are after, all right, is let me look good, let me dress well. So they go follow a lot of men, even married men, just to get money and look good, and education is not their thing. So what do you think? Whose responsibility is it to correct this error? You, the women, the government, or who do you think is supposed to do that? Or you feel the girls are supposed to just concentrate on social media and live their life? Because a lot of them are patterning their life. Their life is being patterned based on what they see on social media these days. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. In fact, the TikTok is, if I can dance, if I can do this. You see a lot of people going nude on social media, and you see, especially TikTok, and you see drop star, do this. And for them, education is nothing. So what would you have to say about situations like that?
Well, I want to say that those kind of life, it doesn't last. It does not last. It doesn't last. It has a time. A time will come. This era also will still fade away. This era, social media continues. But if you want to live a life that lasts as a woman, is having something that can last for you. Let's say, for example, of women that have risen in the society. In Africa, I will mention but a few. Women like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She can never be found doing such because she knows the value of herself. Well, education will train you on how to even behave on the social media. Education will let you know that as a woman, it is not good to appear nude. Education will train you on how to dress, on how to behave, how to do things, how to coordinate yourself, how to live your life that can please yourself and please the society. You know, so those lives they live, it's all temporary. It's a temporary life. The only thing that you build that lasts is when you build your life in education. You grow yourself, you develop yourself, personal development, you read. Those are the kind of life that you live and it lasts. And again, is how we could help. How can we help these girls out of this? Is a business of every one of us, both the government, both the family, both we who are advocating for learning and education and all of that. We must keep on speaking it to the ears of these little ones. They must have to keep hearing something. They have to keep hearing something. And then also advising them to have a role models. Most of them is the role models, the kind of role models they have, the kind of people they watch, the kind of things they watch that actually propel the life they are living. So if they can have role models, they advise them to have role models, have people they follow, have books they read. They should start reading books. Most of them these days, they don't read. The only thing they do is to social media. Everything is social media. The news that goes on social media, that's what they read. So they have to encourage them. Like one girl, I had one little girl who scored the overall mathematics in her WAEC in her time. And then when she was asked why she scored that higher, and she told them, when she was being interviewed, she told them that from her junior secondary, she started reading the book of Ben Carson. She started following Ben Carson. She said Ben Carson is her role model. So that she started following up Ben Carson, a young little girl who scored highest in mathematics in her time in that year when she was being interviewed. So these little ones, they need to get role models. They need to have people they follow. They have role models. And also, it can come from the father too. In a program such as this too, you encourage them to watch, encourage them to listen to news. Let them follow women who are doing well, women who are educated. You know, people like us too. Apart from my father, role models also made me what I am today. I followed people. I followed women because I'm so attracted to women who are educated. I'm attracted to women who are made it in life and are aspiring in life. I follow a lot of female professors. I read much about them. I read so much about them. I don't know if I'm going to become a professor. I don't know yet, but I read a lot about professors.
Yeah, it's good. But because it's going to help you in a way. Now, with what is happening now to our girls, all right, who don't care about education, because being educated has impact. You've just been talking about the impact of being educated. What is the impact of not being educated for these girls? You said it's not going to last. Whatever they are doing on social media today, it's not going to last. But some will tell you, well, enjoy it, have fun when it lasts. Because it appears a lot of them know the implication of what they are doing. So, not being educated, what do you think is the implication? Because people are watching from all over right now, and a girl child, a woman, a mother, someone somewhere might be listening or watching us right now. So what is the impact? Okay, what would the impact be on a girl who is given to social media? Well, let me enjoy it while it lasts. Now I am young, let me do it. What is the impact? What will happen thereafter to people like that?
Like I told you, women and children are the bedrock of the society, any good society. It's still going to voice out to the society. If at the 21st century, the girls are having negative attitude towards education, at the 21st century, where the world is civilized, civilization have taken place. So are they telling us now that we should go back to the Stone Age? If you want to tell us now, I don't want to go to school, those girls are telling us we should return back to the Stone Age. Because at the Stone Age, there was no civilization. Because there was no education. It's only education that fostered civilization. So when education came up, now the society development started in the society and all of that and all of that. If they say they don't want to go to school now, we are encroaching to the 21st century, 22nd century rather. So are they saying we should go back to the Stone Age, or what do they want? The truth of the matter is that, like I told you, these girls are still young. Most of them don't even know what is good for them and what is bad for them.
So what will happen to them is they continue like that.
Yes.
With that mentality of not going to school, just focus on social media, do your painting, do imbecile style on Facebook and Snap and put and all of that. So what will happen to them at the long run?
It won't last. They're not going to have a better society or a better life tomorrow. I'm not praying against them. But something has to be done about it.
But there are men who are saying, hey, go girl, hey, you are beautiful, you are this and you are that.
And they are educated.
Yeah.
And they don't want these ones to be educated.
No, it's not their fault. They are not the ones saying they shouldn't be educated. It is the lady's decision, the girl's decision to do that on social media. We also have boys who are even saying education is a scam too. You know, so it is what they have chosen for themselves. And some people will look at them as being gullible and take advantage of them. Some will tell them, oh, you look very beautiful, just because they want to get them or something and all of that. So I don't think it's the men's fault. Do you think so?
No. You see, like the guys, I don't even want to go to the guys because I'm much interested in the ladies. That's why I see I've not mentioned the boys. Most of them now, they say education is a scam. And they look for business to do. They look out for whatever they can get money very fast. But this will not last, like I said. It won't last. Whatever you know for yourself. I'm wearing a wristwatch, a bangle. This cloth I'm wearing will one day fade up. Is that not so?
Sure.
It will fade up. If you are driving a Prado Jeep now, give it 5 years. Give it 10 years. We will have another model of a Jeep that everybody want to buy. So, in other words, the Prado Jeep is now outdated. That's what they're trying to tell us or trying to tell themselves. Education, learning, knowledge, improvement, personal development, all those are the things that will live in you till you die. Nobody takes it from you. Nobody takes it from you. That's why it is important. We have seen men before, like some of the businesses, I don't want to mention, that rise up in the society. Everybody say, hey, yeah, this is the happening game now. This is the happening business. Everybody rush there. Before you know it, you no longer hear about it again. So what we are emphasizing is to build on what lasts, what will last for these people. We are not saying that if you are not educated, you will not live in a normal life. Of course, you will live a normal life. Of course, even till today, there are people in the society who have adults who didn't go to school at all. Till today, they didn't go to school. But on my own, as a human development expert, I still return back to those adults, and I'm still advising them, pick up a distance learning program and improve on yourself. You'll become a better version of yourself. It's all for yourself. Just get to know something. I don't know how people look at life anyway, but like me, I want to know something new by the day. There's something, like they say in an African proverb, if you want to hide something from an African man, put it in a book. And sincerely, they won't read. But I'm advising that you should keep reading. That thing they are hiding from you, that they kept it in that book. Pick that book and read it and get to know the secret of what is in that book. So we don't have to close our mouth. We will not close our mouth. We'll keep on letting these younger ones know about the importance of life and education. That all these ones they are looking for, it doesn't last. Let's build on what will last for us.
All right. If you have an access now to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and we're referring to the federal government now, what would you tell the government as it has to do with girl-child education and its impact? What would you require of the government to do to encourage you, who is a PhD holder, and other children who are saying they want to go to school, or those who say, well, school is a scam? We are all under the same government in the same country. So what will be your proposal to the federal government? What do you think the federal government can do to improve the impact of all of this, our discussion?
Yes, the federal government should start with, because most times, some of the problems, we didn't talk about the problem, another problem. So some of the problems also that hinder these younger ones, especially the girls, sometimes is poverty. Yes, it's poverty. Sometimes it's poverty. They don't have school fees to pay. If the government can provide more scholarships in the tertiary education for them, for these children to go, because some of them are really willing to go to school. They are really willing to go to school, but they don't have the means of going to that school. They don't have. I've seen 1 or 2 or 3 of these girls come to me, Dr. Helen, I really want to sponsor. I really want to go further in my education, but I don't have the money. So if the government can do something about it, either building up a school where they can offer a scholarship, maybe you write some exams and then when you are qualified, you go into that school, or offering school fees to support these girls from the grassroots and then encourage them. That's my advice. That's
what you want the government to do?
Yes.
Oh, all right. You know, a lot of people have blamed. Now, you were praising your father. I thought you were going to say, yes, my mother said I must go to school. What is the role of the women in all of these things that we are saying? You've talked about the government now. What about the women themselves, the mothers? Because they said charity begins at home. No matter what is in the society, no matter what people are saying, I know there are a lot of voices out there, a lot of things happening out there that if you're not careful, peer influence, the people you work with, your friends, they can actually influence you if care is not taken. But the mother have a role to play. And take, for instance, you just talked about these ladies that went to school. 13 of you, only the 3 of you succeeded. The rest got out of school at different stages with pregnancy. It means there was a lacuna in the place of sex education, probably, I don't know. So now let's look at the woman folk. What is the woman doing to help fellow women?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Mentioning my dad doesn't mean I want to leave my mother aside. It's just that it's a role. As a child, whatever a little child sees, children they don't forget. Whoever play a better role in their lives, that's the one they keep referring to. Now, let's come back to the area of the women. The motherhood in the lives of the younger generation, the younger girls coming up, is in fact, most times, a woman is supposed to play the major roles in the lives of the children than the father. So the women, they have major roles to play. The women, they have major roles to play in the lives of these younger ones coming. You see, like myself, anywhere I'm passing on the road, in the environment where I live, once I see a girl, anything happening, I stop. If I need it, one day I was passing and I saw this lady coming, and she was dressed without, I don't want to go into details. Yeah.
She was exposing enclaves.
So I paused and I called her aside. I said, why are you dressed this way? And then she said she's sorry. I said, please, this thing you are saying is for your husband. It's not meant for the public. It's for your husband. You hear me? So she said, thank you, ma. I won't dress that way again. Thank you, ma. So if we can keep on doing,
You're lucky that she's not the type that will pick on you. What's your business? Some of them will pick at you and say, it's none of your business.
Yes, that's true.
But that shouldn't deter us from saying the right thing when we see one anyway.
That is it. Because our society must become a better place. We must make our environment work out. We must make our society. And the society is made of you and I. It's not the government alone. It's not. So we have to put efforts wherever you are. Assist them. Encourage them. Give them your counsel. Add your value to them. You don't have to wait until they are your children, your biological children. No, it's not so. So the women have the better role to play in the lives of the younger girls coming up. They mustn't have to be your biological children, woman out there. The girls around you, in your neighborhood, in the school, some of them are teachers. You take these children as yours and advise them, encourage them. Tell them, discuss with them. And how do you get close to them? When you see them close to yourself, discuss with them. Open up, they will open up, even things they can't open up to their parents, they will open up to you. Be interested in them, in their education. Ask them of the courses they want to study. What do you want to study? What do you want to become in the future? When you start that way, you see them smiling. You are getting into their hearts. You know, what's your name? Who are your parents? Your position in the family? What number are you in the family? What do you want to become in life? Which course do you want to study? If she's already in the university, what course are you studying? And then ask her questions in that area where she is learning. And this is how you get their mind. That's how you get their mind. And they will still keep smiling, and they keep calling you and keep coming to you. So it's actually a game of everybody to help out these little ones to come up and then face their education and face their life. It's not just a one-man show. It's not just a one-man show. So we just have to do something to better our society and help the younger ones so that they have positive attitude towards education to become. Another thing again we need to do is that, like I have said it earlier on, pick up one woman you know in the society that have made it educationally. Pick up 1 or 2 or 3 of them. Allow them to watch TV, watch this kind of program. Let them watch it. Look at a woman like you. To see this woman. To see where this woman have aspired to educationally. Look at her children. Look at her husband. Look at her life. Would you want to become somebody like that? And the girl we smile. I'm sure you know. The girl will smile. She will be happy. She will clap her hands. You know, always bring up a role model before them. Aside your own duty, aside your efforts as a parent, as a father, always present a role model before them. And also present God before them. Let them know God. And then have role models. Let them have role models. No. Show to them women who have risen in the society. Myself, when I look at women like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, I look at women like Ibukong Awosika, I look at women like this woman, I'm trying to remember her name, please.
Navdak?
I'm trying to recall her name.
Is it Dora?
Dora Kuili is there. And a whole lot of them. We have a lot of professors, female professors, coming up now. We have women now conferred in university. Like in the nation of Namibia now, a woman is a president. And the vice president too is a woman. In Zimbabwe, we have Professor Hope, who she conferred a university. So you can see that in the early stage, a woman was bound from university education. Today now, a woman is conferring a university. And another woman is coming up with a university in Africa, in Nigeria. You'll hear about her soon. She's going to own a university in Nigeria. Very soon you'll hear about her. So she's coming up. These are things that were happening. In those days, women were not allowed. But now, women have free hands. A woman can go to any length she wants to go to, except she doesn't want to go to. Now. A woman is free. Now. Yes.
Well, thank you. Congratulations to the women. In fact, the freedom is there, like you said. But then, something that we need to talk about is the issue of women who tell their children. You were able to correct that lady, that girl on the street, because you were well dressed yourself. What would you have to say about women? All right? Because one of the things that made people those days to say, well, it's not good for the girl child to go to school, is the issue of dressing overexposed, over-sabi, eye-opening. You know? So we even have some people. If you go to the university, you see the way some people dress. Most ladies get spoiled from the four walls of the university.
Yes.
like during your own time now, they even got spoiled. I don't want to use the word spoiled. They even got pregnant from the secondary school. So what would you have to say in that kind of situation? Is it not discouraging to parents and people like that if they see a girl who is not properly dressed, who is not properly packaged, who is not doing fine educationally, or trying to skip education and behave anyhow, according to the Igbo man? Don't you think you, who is also in that category, how would you talk to them? And what do you think make people behave like that? That's the women now. I'm sure you are aware. Some women can say, they see your other girls. Some others can say, they see your other girls. They see Messelina. They see this person. Where are they getting the money from? Go and follow man. All these things. So what's your perception? What do you think? How can we get rid of that kind of situation? Is it possible at all amongst women?
You see, life is like a mirror. Whatever you keep looking at, have a way of returning back to you. Whatever you pick, that's why I talk about a role model. Despite all those ones going about getting spoiled in school, exposing themselves, looking at following men, living restless life and spoiling themselves, there are still decent women.
Sure.
There are still decent children. There are still people in the society that are still decent. There are still families that still fear God today. We still have virgins. Are you doubting me?
I don't know. I'm not doubting you. There should be. There should be.
There are still virgins.
There should be.
Yes.
It's possible. It's a possibility. It's not impossible.
I know of a lady that got married not quite long, just in a few years. That lady got her master's degree in the UK. She came back and got married as a virgin. She got married as a virgin, master's degree holder.
From the UK,
Studied
United
abroad.
Kingdom.
Studied abroad. She returned back and got married as a virgin.
What do you think will keep that kind of girl? What kept her?
Her mother.
Okay.
Her mother. Yeah.
Okay.
She had a good mother. A role model. Good role model as a mother. And the mother also front her to see other role models. The mother. I knew the mother. I knew the parents of that girl. Yes.
No wonder you're talking with your full chest.
Yes. Yes. So there are still virgins in the society. There are still good girls. There are still good family. There are still good wives. And I'm aware of some women who advise their girls to go follow a man. Go follow your father's friend. A woman will not be ashamed of herself. She will advise her daughter to follow a man old as her own husband. She wants her little girl to be sleeping with a man who's as old as her own husband.
What for?
She's not afraid.
What for?
Do you get?
Money? Is it?
For money. For money, to bring money for her. There are actually mothers like that. But I'm telling you that there are still other mothers who will model their daughters to live their life holy and not exposing themselves and not get spoiled in this university. Go to these universities we are talking about. You will see some sisters not wearing earrings, still wearing skirts that can cover them to everywhere, and they wear dresses well. Am I lying?
But what does that mean? Dressing like that, does it mean anything?
It means we're talking about decency.
Okay, that is covering the body.
Covering the body. We're
Okay.
talking about decency, yes. There are ladies in the universities that dresses well till today, that cover themselves till today. There are ladies in the universities that have said, I'm not going to have a boyfriend until I graduate. They are still there. Are you doubting it? Yes, it's possible. There are still people. You don't want to talk. You think it's not possible?
No, I'm not saying it's not possible. It's not possible. You know, sometimes some people will tell you it's not the way you dress, all right? But the way you dress matters, because you will always be addressed the way you are dressed. So as a matter of fact, some people will tell you, but we still have people who don't wear earring, who plait all back all the time, who wear long, but they still go about jumping from one bed to the other. Is it true? Let me ask you now. You're doubting it.
Who
The way you're
dress
asking me,
well.
let me ask. Some people may dress well,
Yeah.
no earring at all. All right. But then they still go to school and in the name of education, still go to fornicate because they still do all these their shady deals, even though in the daytime you see them dressed, but in the night and on people's bed they are different thing altogether. Do we have women like that? And what's the role of those who are educated in correcting that ill?
That doesn't even have to do with education. Those are pretenders. It's a lifestyle. You can be educated and be doing that and not educated and still be in that fold. It's a lifestyle. They just decided to be a pretendant, to deceive themselves. Pretend that it doesn't last. No matter how long you think you are deceiving people, one day you'll be exposed. The real you will be exposed. So those are pretendants. We don't even talk about them. But we need, maybe God, when God touches them, then they will come out of it and become the real of their life, the real version of their life.
All right, Dr. Helen, so much time has been spent with you talking to the women, trying to tell us it is important to be educated. I think one of the areas that I so much love in the whole of this discussion is the impact of education on women as it has to do with the society, as it has to do with the government, the family. In fact, you even started from the family and the impact is unending. So finally, before I let you go, I want us to speak, just look into your camera and speak to the girl child, all right, who doesn't have access to education now for one reason or the other, and of course encourage them the possibility of them getting to the level where you are today and what they will stand to gain, all right, if they are educated, so that somebody will not say, women's education ends in the kitchen, so there is no way need getting the education at all. All right, over to you before we call it a wrap.
Yes, to all the girl child out there, I want to address you and I want to advise you and I want to encourage you. And I want to let you know that don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. You are still young, you are still coming up, and you still have a lot of time allotted to your life. You have a lot of time to still achieve what you want to achieve. Believe in yourself. Encourage yourself. Don't be discouraged at all. And don't even think, where will I get the money to go to school? How will I go about it? How do I do it? If God have helped us, people like us, God has helped us. And I want to let you know that education is not a scam. If you are educated, you will become a better version of yourself. You get married to a good man. You get married to a responsible man. Do you get? So this life you are trying to, I want to make money now, I want to go into business, I want to go into show, I want to go into that, it doesn't last. I want you to build on what will last for you. Education will help you have a better future for yourself. You choose up a better career for yourself. You become a medical doctor, you become a lecturer, you become a professor, you become a chartered accountant, you become and a great woman. And most times you don't even need to wait for your husband to give you money. You have money for yourself. You become a better of yourself. You have a right to choice to choose what you want to do with your life and become a better of yourself, where people will be calling you madam, auntie, So don't be discouraged. When we're coming up, it's God that helped us to where we are today. And we thank God so much. I thank God so much for what God has done in my life. Today, God has helped me. I've become a PhD holder, and equally, I'm a lecturer. It wasn't my dream from the beginning, but God has helped me to where, if God can help me, I came out from a family where my father is just a peasant farmer. My father doesn't have money, but look at where I am today with God. So put your hope in God. Believe in your God, in whatever religion you belong. Just trust in the God you serve. And I know that God will take you to wherever you want to go to. And for the mother, please don't give up on that girl. Encourage her. For the father, continue to fan the flame of that girl. That's what my father did to me. That's what my parents did to me. My parents told me they sold the idea of education to me. which I never knew about it. I never knew I was going to get to where I am today. I never knew a time will come where I'll have to sit down to address the whole world about education today because somebody else helped me out of it. So parents, don't give up on that girl. Don't give up. I'm particular on the girl child because we are talking about women here today. So I'm so particular on the girl child. And a woman, my heart pants after women. My heart yearns after women because of the experiences I have with so many of my colleagues who fall out of education. Even from till my PhD, I still see people who fall out of, who couldn't see graduate with me. Most of them are women. So that's why it became a passion to me that a woman should be educated. In this 21st century, a woman has to be educated. And you will go far, I'm telling you. You will go far, I'm telling you. So don't be discouraged. Parents, don't get tired of them. Don't be discouraged. And for a man who is married to a woman who is not yet educated, please encourage her. Encourage her to pick up distance learning program and improve on herself. And I know that by that, our society will become a better place. And the next generation, the next century, our society will become a better place. Because every day we are working out to see how things will get better for us in the society. We say we are crying for a good government. We are crying for things, the life, to better life, things to work for us. We are looking for money. We are looking for jobs. We're looking for all of this. Education, too, is part of the key of becoming great in life. With education, you'll be great. You can make this. Life will be better for you. So that's what I have to tell you today. That girl there, don't give up. That girl, don't give up. That woman there, don't give up. Don't give up on that child. Husband, don't give up on your girls. Even some of them that you think have already spoiled in the university, they can still change. Keep praying for them. They can still change. Some already drop out of school. Some have dropped out of school already. Like by my statistics that I did recently for the girl child that have dropped out of school, I have about 122 million girls that drop out of school in 2025 globally. And then we have like 7.6% of the girls that drop out of school in Nigeria. So things can still work out for them. Although I thank God in my time, there had never been a time I dropped out of school. I never dropped out of school. It has just.
So what kept you? What kept you? Determination or what?
Determination, and I had value for education.
Right from time.
Right from time. And I kept watching people who are educated. I kept watching educated people. I kept watching them. I kept reading about them. Some I read about them, some I watch them. Yeah. So these are all what have kept me on track till now.
Let me ask you, we are rounding up already, but let me ask you, because while you were rounding up, you said something about men, all right, should encourage their wives, all right, to also get educated like them. But do you know that we have some situations where we have some women that are married to men that are not as educated as them? Does it have any implication? Yeah. Or you feel it's also good for the women to encourage their husbands to...
Beautiful. Yeah. Vice versa. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But does it have any implication if the woman is more educated and the man is only operating one shop in Aba or in Alaba or in Bata in Kano? Or what do you think? Does it have any implication?
Yes, it's a matter of understanding. If the man is understanding, and if the man is secured enough to accommodate her, there's no problem.
Okay, so problem will come where there is insecurity on the part of the man.
Thank you. Because part of the reason why the African society bound a woman, that the woman education is from the four walls of the university to the kitchen, is because they don't want the woman to shine eyes more than them. And it's not so. Sincerely, it's not so. It's not so. Not because for the fact that a woman is educated doesn't mean she's going to rise off her shoulder. Even those who are not educated are more arrogant. Am I lying? Have you not seen a woman who is not educated as more arrogant and, So this is a personal and understanding. And most times it's even easy to manage a woman who is educated than the one who is not educated.
Are you sure?
Yes. Because there are things that they know on their own. They are mature, they have their maturity in them, and they know things, they are exposed. They know what is good and what is bad about that life. So it is personal. If you are educated and your husband is not educated, but I will always advise, always get somebody of like mind. Somebody who reasons the way you reason. Somebody who thinks the way you think, who believes in you, who celebrates you, believe in your vision, believe that a woman can go to school, a woman can become a medical doctor, a woman can own a shop of her own, a woman can own a business of her own. Because I've seen men who get married and say, just sit down, I'll be paying you. You don't need any business.
Is that not good? That's enjoyment now.
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
It's not.
Why?
It's not.
Why?
It's not.
It's enjoyment. Just sit down, I'll pay you, you chop. You know, when it is time for the other room, everything in place. Is it not enjoyment?
When the woman goes out, she makes other friends. She makes choices of her own. She associates. There's a way, education have her own role to play in the lives of a human being. And exposure have her own way. Its own way, sorry. You only be exposed by the kind of people you associate with and the kind of thing you are open to. If you are from the university and then you get married, your husband put you in the house, they just remain there at home, and then I'll be paying you money. You don't go out, you don't associate, you don't go to conferences, you don't go to anything that will make you learn. There's no exposure. The woman is not improved. So she has to go out, she has to do something for herself and get improved and get experiences. Wake up in the morning in Abuja, in a city like Abuja, wake up in the morning, be on hold up, and come back. All those things make her a better person.
All right, I know women are excited right now. But, well, I don't want to be biased. You refuse to talk about the men. Well, we're talking about the women anyway, because, but we just talked about the men a little bit when we're talking about educated woman marrying an uneducated man. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Helena Kobe. You are an educationist and, of course, a human development expert. And you made our time to be with us on Global Morning Weekend today. A lot has been said concerning the women, the girl child, women already married. I think one thing that interests me in this conversation is that we did not restrict to just the little girls who are coming up, who want to go to school and all of that, even people who are already educated, how to manage their homes and become better in the society, all have been talked about. It is so good that the discussion cut across different categories of the woman and a little touch on the part of that man. Well, we are not insecure. You say something very important, like mind, think the same thing, have the same vision, and all of that, you will make a good home. It's not all about the education sometimes. So if she's more educated than you and you don't feel insecure and you guys are flowing, it's good and fine. Once again, many thanks for joining us, Dr. Helen.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, everyone. This discussion has been so intensive, educative, and informative, and I hope we've learned a lot, just like I have. As a matter of fact, we'll take a quick break. After this break, we'll return, and Global Morning Weekend continues. Thank you, everyone. We will return after this break.
Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debates, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.